is the Apple Watch first generation, also known as the Apple Watch Series 0 and the Apple Watch 2015. Sounds old, right? But what if I told you that this product was being sold by Apple as recently as late 2016? Not quite as outdated as you think, right? So why does this matter? Well, Apple just unveiled the upcoming software for all of their devices this fall, and this watch just lost all software update support for both watchOS 5 and all releases in the foreseeable future. This may not seem like all that big of a deal. I mean, this watch was released in April of 2015, but 3 years is actually quite a short software support lifespan, especially when compared to other Apple products. Apple typically has a really good track record with this, as it typically supports its phones with software updates as they age, with an average demonstrated lifespan of around 5 years. But this record was actually broken at this year's WWDC software conference, with the iPhone 5S becoming Apple's longest supported phone ever, at 6 operating systems and 6 years of support with the conclusion of iOS 12. But why is it that this Apple Watch received about half of that with only 3 years of support? To better grasp this, we should probably look at where this device came from. Okay, so the first generation Apple Watch launched with watchOS 1 back in April of 2015. But soon after was replaced with watchOS 2, which was showcased at WWDC that summer of the same year and released to the public in the following September. From there, the next 2 releases of watchOS followed the same track of being showcased at WWDC in the summer and released to the public in the following September. But basically, in the Apple Watch's first year of existence, we got 2 major yearly releases instead of 1. And that's why we're now on watchOS 5 3 years later? It's really confusing, don't even. Thanks, Apple. Now, granted, one could argue that this lack of support is sort of a mercy for the original Apple Watch, as it is somewhat of an underpowered device, especially in hardware specs when compared to newer models, and maybe this is just an effort to leave it on the most stable firmware possible. And you wouldn't entirely be wrong. I mean, have you seen how laggy watchOS 4 is on this thing lately? And just because this is cut off from software updates from Apple doesn't mean it's not still usable. I mean, even though many apps will likely drop support for watchOS 4, it is kind of assumed that most of the core apps will still work just fine with your phone. So the watch itself should still work for basic tasks such as taking calls, answering texts, and checking notifications, but at the same time we don't entirely know just how this will go down, as we've never had an Apple Watch dropped from support by Apple before, so we'll mainly just have to wait and see how nicely iOS 12 plays with watchOS 4. But it's not just me who's missing out on this update. Some analysts place original Apple Watch sales around a whopping 34.7 million units. So in order to continue to get software updates from Apple, 34.7 million people need to buy new watches. The Series 1, which is a step up from this one by the way, is on sale for $150 for a 38 in some places and around $180 for a 42. I'll try and link that in the description below, but be aware that common logic leads many to reason that this is next on the chopping block, so your best bet is to go buy a Series 2 or Series 3. So basically you're probably going to have to spend anywhere from $200 to $400-ish on a new Apple Watch if you want to keep getting updates. Yet the question still perplexes me. How is it that something I bought brand new from Apple in February of 2016 gave me only 2 years of software update support from a company renowned for besting its Android competitors in this same department? Now for many, this may be the compelling reason they've been looking for to snatch up that baseline Series 1, which is again probably not worth it by the way, or foot the other bill and find a used Series 2 or Series 3. But as for me, I intend to get my money's worth out of this watch. My goal is to get at least another year of use out of this. So I'll keep you updated on how that goes. So in closing, let me ask you this, Apple. How is it that in the same year a phone from 2013 continued to receive software updates in what is the longest stride of its category, this Apple Watch from early 2016 was killed off in half that time? Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting, definitely consider sharing and leaving a like below. Also hitting that red subscribe button and bell notification icon down below so you can always be in the know when I upload new videos. Are you an original Apple Watch owner? Do you have any thoughts in support of or in opposition to this decision by Apple? As always, feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know. And of course, see you in the next one. Oh, you're still here? What do you think of the haircut? It's new? Alright, just leave please, or subscribe. Have a nice day.
Hold up with a loaded gun inside your heart. There's someone waiting on the dock.